Hello everyone, hope you are feeling fine. Today I will focus on the basic concept of verb. So my dear students, let's start. Verbs play a very significant role in English grammar. No sentence can be made without subject and finite verb. So verbs actually cover a wide range of English grammar. Today, I will focus on some important types of verb. Verbs can be classified into two types in this way: finite verb and non-finite verb. Finite verb can alone express a complete sentence. To make a sentence, finite verb doesn't need the help of any other verb, but non-finite verb alone cannot make a complete sentence. To make a sentence, a non-finite verb needs the help of finite verb. A non-finite verb alone cannot make a complete sentence. So what is the definition of finite verb? We can define finite verb in this way. A finite verb is a verb that can express a complete sentence without the help of any other verb. And some other important features of finite verb are that a finite verb changes with the change of subject, with the change of number and person of the subject. A finite verb changes with the change of tense, but a non-finite verb doesn't change with the change of the number and person of a subject or with the change of tense. And we can define non-finite verb in this way. A non-finite verb is a verb that cannot express a complete sense without the help of finite verb, and it always remains unchanged. A non-finite verb doesn't change with the change of the number and person of a subject or with the change of tense. First, I am giving some examples of finite verbs. I am a student. Here, am is the finite verb. And if we just change the subject, the verb will change. If I change I into we, that is, I is first person singular number, we is first person plural number. The number has been changed. And if we change I into we, the verb changes from am to I. And if we change the tense, then we were or I was. Again, instead of I, if I write he, then he is. The verb changes. Again, I go to college. Here, go is the finite verb. And if we just change the subject from I to he, the verb changes from go to goes. And if we change the tense, the verb will be went. So my dear students, From these examples, you can clearly understand that a finite verb changes with the change of subject, with the change of number and person of the subject, and with the change of tense. But what about the non-finite verb? Now I am giving some example of some non-finite verb. I am giving some examples of non-finite verb. He is working in the field. Here, is the finite verb and working is the non-finite verb. If we just change the subject, he to I am. The verb, here the finite verb changes from is to am, I am. But the working, this word remains the same. This word doesn't change. I am working in the field. Here, with the change of subject, this verb doesn't change. This verb remains the same. Actually, I want to say that a finite verb changes with the change of number and person of subject and tense, but non-finite verb doesn't change with the change of number and person of the subject and tense. A non-finite verb is not affected by the change of subject and tense. My dear students, if we focus on the question that you face in the exam paper, you get some clues. I mean, you get some verbs in the brackets and you are to write the correct form of the verb. But what are the forms? Let's see the forms of a particular verb. Just if we take the verb go, it has different forms. Go, then goes, went, gone, going, and to go. These are the forms of the verb go. If you get the clue go in the bracket, then this verb can be changed into any one of these forms. The go may remain the same, go, then it can be changed into goes, went, gone, going, or to go. So you should know about these forms. This is the first form or base form of the verb. Goes, we can say that this is the S or ES form. Went, this is past form. Gone, past participle form. Past participle form. Going, now we can say just ing form. And to go, this is infinitive form. Infinitive form. Among these forms, some forms are used as finite verbs and some forms are used as non-finite forms. If we think about the definition I have already given, then we can clearly understand which forms are finite verb and which forms are non-finite verbs. This base form, ACS form, and past form. These forms change with the change of number and person of the subject and with the change of tense. So these are the finite verbs. I go, he goes, and he or I went. So this form changes with the change of number and person of the subject and tense. So these are the finite verbs. But what about these three forms, other three forms? He has gone to college. He has gone to college. If I use I instead of he, I have gone to college. The gone remains the same. So this verb doesn't change with the change of subject, with the change of tense. He has gone. He has maybe changed into have. He had. But gone remains the same. That is, this verb doesn't change with the change of subject and tense. So this is a non-finite verb. Then going. Okay. Here you find an example. I am going to market. Here going is the non-finite verb. I am going. I may be changed into he. Then this verb will be changed. Instead of am, is will be used. He is going to market. But this verb going remains the same. That is, this is a non-finite verb. Again, he helped to do this. Sorry, this. He helped to do this. We can use an object here. He helped me to do this. Here to do, this is infinitive. Instead of he, we can write they. They helped me to do this. To do, this infinitive remains the same. This is not changed with the change of subject and with the change of tense also. We can write they helped me to do this. So these three forms, the other three forms, I mean ing form, past participle form and infinitive form. These are non-finite verbs. Finite verbs can be classified into two types. They are principal verb and auxiliary verb. All the auxiliary verbs, there are four types of auxiliary verbs. They are be verb, am, is, are, was, were, have verb, there, have, has, had, do as auxiliary verb, do verb, do, does, did, and modal verb, can, could, shall, should, will, would, may, might, must, dare, need. All the auxiliary verbs are finite verbs. And principal verbs, we have already discussed the 6 forms of verb and the 3 forms which are changed with the change of subject and tense. I gave the example of go verb, that is go, goes and went. Go is the base form, goes is es form and went past form. These 3 forms are principal verb. And if we use do as the example, then do, does and did. These are principal verbs. And non-finite verbs can be classified into 3 types. Non-finite verbs can be classified into three types, and they are: number one, participle; number two, gerund; and number three, infinitive. Participle can be classified into three types, and they are present participle, past participle, and perfect participle. And then gerund. So participle. What is a participle? We know this is a non-finite verb, as this is the one type of non-finite verb. So we can define participle in this way. Participle is a non-finite verb that works as an adjective. So this is the important thing. Participle works as an adjective. Gerund is also a non-finite verb. Gerund actually verb with ing. Verb plus ing. Verb plus ing. If the verb with ing works as a noun, then that is called gerund. And infinitive is 2 plus base form of verb. Of course, there are zero infinitives, and in case of zero infinitives, 2 is omitted, 2 is hidden. So participle, that is, if we give the examples, present participle, verb plus ing, going, maybe an example, past participle, verb plus ed, gst, and here gone, maybe an example, and here going is the example, and perfect participle, having gone. Actually, perfect participle is the combination of both present participle and past participle. Gone is the past participle and having is the present participle. Perfect participle is the combination of the two, present participle and past participle. So participle, and then gerund, verb plus ing, and infinitive 2 plus verb, and gerund, verb plus ing. So here, my dear students, you may be in a confusion here that present participle is verb plus ing, and same is the case here, gerund, verb plus ing. Then what is the difference between present participle and gerund? If you follow my lecture sincerely, attentively, then I think you can answer this question. Okay, I am telling this again. Actually, present participle, participle works as an adjective. So if the verb with ing works as an adjective, then that's a present participle. And if the verb with ing works as a noun, then it's gerund. We have already told that gerund is a non-finite verb that works as a noun. And to make it clear, I am giving some more examples. So my dear students, here you find 3 sentences, and here you find the verb with ing, walking. Here you find verb with ing, swimming, and here you find again verb with ing, running. Working is a good exercise. This has been used as the subject of the sentence. That is, this works as a noun, and so you can understand that this is gerund. This is not present participle. Again, swimming. I like swimming. This is the object of the sentence, and as an object, this is also a noun. And as this works as a noun, this is also present participle. Sorry, this is also a gerund. But don't try to get on the running train. Here, running bus. And this verb with ing, the word running works as an adjective. Adjective. So this is a present participle. And I can give some other examples. Flying bird, flying is the adjective, and so this is present participle. Rising sun, rising modifies the noun sun, so this works as adjective, and this is also a present participle. So I hope you can clearly understand the difference between present participle and gerund. And my dear students, in my next class, I will discuss some rules on the uses of verbs. That's all today. Thank you. Thank you very much.